Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Donald J. Trump and Michael J. Putty podcast. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty. And what a rough week it's been. Thankfully, it's in the books. Around December 10th, maybe, around there, my mother started feeling sick. And she could have sworn it was just a cold. Well, on Friday, December 12th, she falls. Calls me up complaining, panicky. She can't get back up. She thinks she hit her head. Okay. I go over there, can't get her up, calls an ambulance. Eventually, with some effort, we get her back on her hands and knees. And from there, she's able to get herself up onto the couch. Cancel the ambulance. This is around 9 o'clock. She didn't want to spend all night there, of course. Who does? Even though she hit her head, she felt she was fine. It wasn't that hard. She stayed home. Now I'm starting not to feel good. Whatever she got, I got. Monday night rolls around. Can't get any sleep. And I feel like I'm battling a fever all night. Feeling very hot. Slightly chilly. I'm not registering. I can't say that word. I tried to take it 3 times. I'm keeping it in. Registering. Yeah, whatever. A fever. I'm there all night. Don't get any sleep. Take Tuesday off from work. Post going to the city for AJ Pan's Christmas party at his bar for karaoke. Took Wednesday off. Had the whole night planned. Part of me was still hoping to go, but just not able to. So Tuesday night rolls around. Well, Tuesday evening, I have to run out, get myself some medicine, pick her some stuff up from the store. As I'm driving from one place to another, I start coughing really hard and end up throwing up on myself, which was a first. So I come right home, try to clean up as much as possible. Thankfully, it wasn't too much. It was just liquid, so it was pretty easy to clean up. Take everything that had any remnants on it and some old clothes, take it to the laundromat, do the rest of my shopping, come home, give her what she needs, and I'm prepared to relax the rest of the night. And then what happens? I start getting chilly and hot again, to the point where I'm shivering. Again, nothing's registering, I think I nailed it that time, on my thermometer. I get a phone call from an unknown number around 9 o'clock, followed up by a text. It's my neighbor. My mother had fallen again, and she was pounding on the bathroom floor. She fell in the bathroom. He heard her, thankfully. Thank God he was home. He alerts me, call an ambulance, get her up, take her to the hospital. I go to the hospital. She's in a restricted area. I can't see her, but if I wait around, somebody will give me an update. Nobody gave me an update. I'm still not feeling great. Thankfully, the fever symptoms have subsided. Naturally, I'm wearing a mask, despite what some people might think. Still going to wear that mask. Nobody's coming, so I end up just going home. And thankfully, the fever symptoms never returned. So speaking of, I'm sick, fever, chills, and I have to go now take care of my mother and send her to the hospital, make sure she's okay. And now, this is not the first time this has happened, but it's the first time this has happened when I've been sick. Especially this bad. Whole new respect for parents. I know parents don't get sick days. Parents don't get days off. But I always said I feel like I'm a parent now to my parent. Now this whole new respect for parents. I don't know how y'all do this on the reg. But anyway, next day she calls me saying they're releasing her. She has COVID. Haven't known anybody to have COVID in quite some time. Even though it is still a thing. So I go pick her up, bring her home. But since she's been sick or showing symptoms for, I think, longer than 5 days, they don't give her any medication, just told her to go home, continue taking what she's taking, and drink plenty of fluids. She's home, she's settled. I'm still not feeling that great. So I go to get checked out. Thank God. Negative for COVID, negative for the flu. Don't know how that happens, but they're treating me like I have COVID. I have a compromised immune system, so I'm already... when I get sick, I get sick. And I'm on 2 medications that are immunosuppressant that make me more susceptible. I think I said that right. It's not my night. To getting sick. When I get sick, I get sick. So I'm on this COVID medication, and I feel okay. And then sometimes I feel like I got to sneeze, and like an ice pick is being shot right through my eye. Like now, then it goes away. So I don't know what I'm dealing with, but thank God it's not COVID. Because if I'm off from work more than 5 days, they put me on disability automatically, and that's a bitch to get back off. Fucking jobs. Fuck these jobs, as Irwin would say. And also, for some reason this week, I've been, down. I don't know if it's because of the holidays, I've been sick, shit with my mother, just life in general. But I've been really sad and down and, missing my ex-girlfriend. I think I just miss having that rock, especially this week. And everything going on with my mother. Having that rock, that support system, that person to lean on. The pain has come back. The tears have come back. Just missing and wanting has come back. What a shitty week. Thankfully, I'm okay now. But damn, after 5 months plus still, this shit's happening? Ugh. But anyway, around a year ago, if not early 2025, my ex-girlfriend came over one night, and she had something for me. Her mother had bought me an electric heated blanket. Why? I do not know. My ex was the one who's always cold. No matter what it was, she was freezing, and I'm usually run warm. So why do I need a heated blanket? But it came in handy, because whenever she was over, she ran right towards that heated blanket, plugged it in, and whatever the reason, very thoughtful that her mother thought of me like that, so I appreciate it. But now I've always equated it with her, and I refuse to use it. One, I'm not often cold enough to need an electric heated blanket. And two, it just, reminds me of her, something I don't need to use. Well, it's sitting on a chair in my living room. And like I said, Tuesday night I was, getting really chilly and shivering. My teeth are chattering. So I suck it up. It's been over 5 months. Plug in this blanket, wrap myself in it, and oh my God, it's a godsend. So comfortable, so relaxed. It's great. I don't know why I let my whatever feelings get in the way with it, so I think I'm going to use this all the time now. I get it now. It's fucking fantastic. If you've never got a heated blanket before, I highly recommend one. Get your girlfriend or boyfriend's parents to get you one. It's fantastic. So I think I'm over the whole not using it thing, obviously. And my heat in my apartment makes so much noise. If you're in an apartment, obviously it makes noise. The radiator, the pipes, or whatever, you can hear it coming up. But mine makes noise in the ceiling. Not the radiators, not the baseboards. Right above my bed. Sounds like it's banging on the ceiling. It's fucking infuriating. Told my landlord about it years ago. He said there's air stuck in the pipe. He had to flush the system out. He did it. It worked. It was great. Until next year. He did it again. It didn't work. So I just suck it up. I turn the heat off when I go to bed and freeze my ass off in the morning. About a year or two ago, my neighbors who make so much fucking noise, my heat now will make all the noise that it does if it's on, even though it's off, when they turn their heat on. So I told my landlord about it now. My landlord's son, my landlord has since passed. He's taken over. He's very skeptical to do it, but he did it. He flushed the system out. Nothing worked. Still making so much noise. So now I go to bed, and I wake up freezing my ass off. It's frigid in my apartment. And for the first several years of my apartment here, the heat never worked in the beginning of winter. It took me years to get it going. So one year I bought actually a space heater because my heat was that bad. Thankfully, I haven't needed it in God knows how long. But I'm sick this past week. I'm cold. Don't want to wake up in a freezing room. I'm like, hey, what about the space heater? Plug the space heater in. And again, same thing with the heated blanket. My nights have been so much more comfortable. Now, I'm not a good sleeper. I've said it before. But it's so much better to wake up in the middle of the night, to go to the bathroom or just get something to drink or just stretch my legs and not come back to bed freezing and shivering. So I guess the week has not been all bad news. Hey, and actually, speaking of good news, something else good happened. See, this is why I do this. Therapeutic. Here I started the show talking about bad news and everything now. Just talking about it. Some good stuff happened this week. I got a new welcome mat for my apartment door. A couple weeks ago, sometime in November, either beginning of November, middle of November, it was sometime in November. Took my garbage out. It's a rainy night, leaves everywhere. Everything's done, everything's settled. Start getting my apartment straightened in order because Irwin comes over on Sunday nights to hang out. Getting ready to take a shower. I see a leaf on my floor, a muddy leaf. Like, all right. Not uncommon to see leaves in my apartment. So I go to pick it up, and it's very muddy. Throw it away. But now I got to clean this mud up off of my floor. Then it happens. I get a weird smell. Ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't mud. Now it's buried underneath my fingernails. Gross. It's 2025. When's the last time you heard somebody stepping in dog shit? I haven't heard it in quite some time. I didn't know that was still a thing with all these laws that we passed. No, it was. So now I've cleaned up after it. Now, obviously, how did it get there? Because it was stuck on the bottom of my shoe. And now there's little patches of shit on my footsteps coming from my door to where I landed. I gotta clean that up. Now I see footsteps in my apartment hallway. Gotta clean that up. And now on instinct, before I enter my apartment, I just wipe my feet off on my mat. So I'm cleaning everything up, and I go check the mat, and there's a huge clump of dog shit on that mat. So I get my stuff to go clean it. There's just so much to clean. I'm like, fuck this. I end up throwing the mat away. It is garbage night, right? So I get a bag, throw it away. Mat I've had since I first moved in here in 2012. But nope, it's gone. And now I have to clean the crevices on my sneakers. Digging that shit out, literally. Throwing up a couple times. I don't know why, but it's so fucking gross. Clean my sneakers, disinfect my sneakers, clean my rug, clean the hallway, disinfect everything. Everything's gone. Let me get a new welcome mat. Now I have options. There's so many options. I can get a Batman one, Star Wars one, funny one. But for some reason, it's such a hard decision. I couldn't pick. End up just getting another Miami Dolphins logo one. But it's going to take 3 weeks to get here. What takes 3 weeks to get here nowadays with Amazon? And I got it on Amazon. But whatever. Again, trying to stay positive here. This is what this whole show's about. I got it a week early. So glass half full. Merry Christmas to me. But what a nightmare that was. Oh my God. I've been meaning to tell that story for weeks, but I just kept forgetting. Now I have a reason to tell it. But yeah, that was my week. I think there was something else I wanted to talk about. What was it? Oh yeah. Okay. I'm recording the show on Saturday. Friday, again, I still wasn't feeling that great. Still weak. I went back to work that day. Pretty tired. Pretty worn out. But it's still Friday night. Figure I'd do it like normal after WWE SmackDown, 10 o'clock. But this whole Fire Stick thing I have now, sometimes the USA channel I have is the West Coast feed. Same thing happened. That's why I've been watching it on Netflix. The Netflix channel on my Fire Stick. But there was a big Jake Paul fight on Netflix. So SmackDown wasn't available on Netflix feed. So, all right, maybe I'll do the show early. Still tired. Wasn't in the mood. I'll do it later. End up burning through the last 2 episodes of Hunting Wives. I was going to edit that out, but it's kind of funny. Let me try that again. Hunting Wives on Netflix. Heard a lot of good things about this show, but the story itself was amazing. Hunting Wives on Netflix. If you need a new show, I burned through it in a couple days. I think I started it maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe. And I finished it Friday. Great show. Definitely check it out. 8 episodes. It goes quick. Hunting Wives on Netflix. But again, not a family show. So make sure the kids are in bed. So I'm recording this Saturday night. Just finished Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery on Netflix as well. Check that out. When the first Knives Out movie came out years ago, I wanted to check it out. I love this murder mystery whodunit genre. Still haven't seen it. But when the second one came out, Glass Onion, starring Dave Bautista, I watched that and it was amazing. Well written. I don't know how you guys think of this stuff. Whoever writes this, it's amazing. Great story. Wake Up Dead Man on Netflix. Also check that out. But speaking of great storytelling, great movies, unfortunately, we heard the news Sunday of Rob Reiner passing away and his wife. Turns out he was brutally murdered by their own son. Sad way to go out. The news broke Sunday evening that there were 2 dead bodies found in a residence connected to Rob Reiner. But I wasn't thinking it was Rob Reiner. Or else they would say a house owned by Rob Reiner. They said a house connected to him, so maybe, I don't want to say Airbnb because they wouldn't do that, but maybe they were house sitting or having people stay at his house. I didn't think it was him until TMZ broke it. I don't know how they do that, man. But they broke the news. They were killed, stabbed, and now throat slit by their own son. Man, sad story. Especially Rob Reiner. I don't know how old you are, but he's been a constant in my life. Grew up watching reruns of All in the Family and all the movies he's directed, starred in. Last couple of years, he's been outspoken on his beliefs politically. And to go out in the hands of your own son, your own child. Apparently his son tagged along the night before to Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. The Reiners was at dinner with the Obamas that night. Sad. It's really fucking sad. You know, Hollywood is in mourning. Most of the world's in mourning. Someone who's not in mourning is the President of the United States. After the news broke out, he jumped on Truth Social, his favorite fucking thing to do. Then instead of offering condolences, like most presidents or most normal fucking sane human beings would, he suggested Reiner's own politics and Trump derangement syndrome played a role in his death. He described Reiner as a tortured and struggling soul. He was very, very bad for our country and blamed his outspoken opposition to Trump for creating anger. What a douche. When reporters pressed him on it again, here's a chance to clear the air and apologize and do what fucking presidents fucking do. He refused to retract his comments, saying he wasn't a fan of his at all, again labeling him deranged. Again, I try to stay away from politics here, because it's supposed to be a fun, uplifting, positive show, but this fucking piece of shit is a piece of shit. Much like the ones I wiped off my carpet floor last month. And thankfully there's been critics, both Democrats and Republicans, criticizing him, saying the comments are very insensitive, inappropriate, and lacking empathy. Yeah, that's, when have you ever known him to do any of the above? You have public figures, entertainers, actors, musicians, lawmakers, criticizing him, making this a political event. And you have a few allies defending him. How do you fucking defend this? A lot of people weren't fans of W. Bush. Especially the way he got elected. That whole controversial hanging Chads thing in Florida. But we do remember him standing at ground zero. Someone shouted out to him. I forgot what they said. Bush took on that speaker and said, I hear you. We all hear you. Soon the world will hear all of us very soon. In that tragic moment, he did what presidents are supposed to do. Be a uniter in chief. Pick a school shooting. Pick a mass shooting. Pick a president. And this worthless piece of shit goes to make it all about him. 2 people of note were brutally murdered, and he makes it about himself. And he has this wall of presidents along the promenade outside the Oval Office, and he's handwritten what the plaques say, shitting on Obama, shitting on Biden, shitting on his political enemies. Doesn't even have a picture of Biden, but a picture of his signature via auto pen. He's just a fucking horrible, horrible, horrible human being. And I don't get how people are still supporting him. Yeah, he stopped 8 wars. It's very easy to stop wars that don't fucking exist. Can I get some credit for stopping the war between my best friend and his sister? I stopped that war. They weren't mad at each other. I just stopped them from getting mad at each other, so I prevented that war. What a douchebag. And now here, I mentioned it at the top of the show, John Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. have been renamed and now are officially called the Donald J. Trump and John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. Workers even added his name to the building's exterior signage. I mean, what can you say? The name change came after a vote by the Kennedy Center Board of Trustees, which is chaired by the President of the United States for some fucking reason, and filled by people he picked, his yes men, his cronies, his ass kissers. And the board unanimously decided to change the name. However, one board member, Representative Joyce Beatty, said she was muted during that meeting and her vote didn't count, casting doubt on that unanimous vote. Critics argue that the board does not have legal authority to rename the institution because, and I'm reading here so I apologize, in 1964, federal law specifically created it as a memorial to JFK and bars adding other memorial designations. Only Congress can change that law, which they will. Our Supreme Leader can do whatever the fuck he wants. It's fucking disgusting. The man who knows nothing about creative arts has now attached his name to the Kennedy Center, one of the most well-respected and prominent names of all creative arts. Every year, the Kennedy Center awards honors to people of art forms, musicians, actors, writers, poets. But now this fucking piece of shit's name's attached to it. Of course, members of the Kennedy family have come out condemning it. Arnold's ex, Maria Shriver, sharply condemned the renaming. Kerry Kennedy even vowed to physically remove Trump's name when his presidency ends, which I fucking hope so. I don't know the legality of their board of directors, but since he was elected, he was able to appoint board members and himself as chair. So I'm hoping the next president can just clean house again. But it's setting a bad precedent. Can we just go back to fucking normal? Jesus Christ. This guy's a fucking cancer. Again, going back to something I've been saying since 2016, this man doesn't want to be president. He doesn't want to do good for the American people. It's all about him. He ran on releasing the Epstein files and then said he's not releasing the Epstein files. And now he signed off on releasing the Epstein files when his people said they don't have the Epstein files. And now the files are released, but they're all fucking redacted. Going back to what I mentioned a couple weeks ago, the Green Man falling asleep. Sleepy Joe, but it's okay if he falls asleep because Trump's so fucking hardworking. Again, I don't want to make this about politics, but this episode has been because he's a fucking worthless piece of shit. I got into a conversation today with a friend of mine before the show started. I think that's what amped me up about the hypocrisy. One of my biggest pet peeves is hypocrisy, and it's just blatantly thrown in our faces day in and day out with this fucking asshole. But again, there's two sides to every coin. Abel threw that in the gauntlet 2 weeks ago. I'll lay it down again. I would love to hear from Trump supporters. So dial it up, 917-718-8083. 917-718-8083. At Putty's Podcast on Instagram. Putty's Podcast at gmail.com. We'll love to hear from you. We'll love to hear you defend this. And why he's so great. Why he's so veered as this manly man when he got cured from a gunshot wound to his ear. Gunshot wound, air quotes. Apparently it was just grazed. And he had a big, ugly fucking bandage to draw sympathy, which was gone in a couple days. But yet he shakes somebody's hand. He has a band-aid and bruise on his arm for weeks. Fuck this guy. Please, come on the show. And please shed some light on why his supporters still believe that he's doing a great job. Because I don't see it. Never have. But I'm curious of why people do believe that. And why y'all would be okay with him running in 2028. But anyway, the alcohol is now mixing with my COVID medication, so I'm probably just rambling on now. But Merry Christmas. This is the last show. Christmas is just 5 days away now, so I hope y'all have a happy, healthy, Merry Christmas. I won't, because bah humbug. That Christmas spirit and Christmas magic has been missing in my life for quite some time, except in 2024. Other than that, it's just, another fucking day. I'm 42 years old. If I need shirts, if I need socks, if I need something, I'll buy it myself. But I am looking forward to watching It's a Wonderful Life. My yearly reminder that life doesn't suck as much as I think it does. So if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Let's carry it into 2026. And I should be back next week for the year that was 2025. But until then, putty up.